Falls this morning. Commissioner, thank you.
Great. Good. Have a good day.
Support for WNYC comes from Hudson River Park, presenting its 23rd Annual Blues Barbecue Festival, Saturday, August 19th, beginning at 1 p.m. at HP Arcades Pier 76. Open to all. More information is available at hudsonriverpark.org.
Marketplace Morning Report is next, and then on the BBC NewsHour coming up at 9. After more than 30 years of reporting from around the globe, BBC NewsHour presenter Razia Iqbal is leaving the BBC to become a visiting professor at Princeton. Former WNYC executive producer for The Brian Lehrer Show, Noella McGovern, will take her place starting next month. Noella, congratulations, and Razia, good luck with the next chapter. Let's hear what Razia is planning for her last show. Good morning, BBC.
Good morning, WNYC. I'm Razia Iqbal. On today's NewsHour, G7 leaders at the NATO summit in Lithuania are due to sign off on promises of more assistance for Ukraine's military. And we speak to the writer Sir Salman Rushdie for the first time since a man in New York tried to kill him in August last year. BBC NewsHour coming up at 9 on WNYC.
79 and sunny and 93 for a high today. We have chances for showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, and Sunday night. So a lot of chances there for more rain in the area. Some of it could produce heavy rainfall as well, so we'll need to keep our eye on the forecast. Again, 79 and sunny with an air quality alert. It's 8:51.
What are you going to do with the money the number 2 bank in America has to put back in so many accounts?
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Indeed, a streamlined hiring solution. Indeed helps businesses attract, interview, and hire candidates. Learn more at Indeed.com/hire. And by Grammarly, offering Grammarly Business to help companies large and small communicate better and move faster with enterprise-grade generative artificial intelligence. Learn more at Grammarly.com/business.
First, inflation came down in June. Today's Consumer Price Index finds prices up just 3% in a year, just 1% above the central bank's ideal. The jump made to June was 0.2%, half of forecast. The 10-year interest rate down sharply, 3.9% now. S&P futures are up 0.7%. NASDAQ futures up 1%. We have more details this morning on the $100 million Bank of America has to give back to customers for wrongly dinging people, sometimes over and over, and not making good on other promises to customers. It'll also pay another $150 million in penalties. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau enforces federal consumer financial laws. Rohit Chopra is its director. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So in the case of the overdraft fees, a customer tries to take out more money than they have. That's not allowed, and there's a fee. But they may have ended up paying a fee more than one time for that one withdrawal?
That's right. We've found that banks are charging all sorts of fees to customers who may not have enough money in their account. And there's all sorts of ways they generate more of these fees. Some of it involves reordering payment transactions so that people might think they have enough money, but once it's reordered, they pay even more. In this case, we found that a single transaction might lead to multiple fees because of the way they set up their systems.
Another piece of this was opening accounts without customers' permission. I mean, is this about fine print on approval forms, or were accounts open that customers had no intention of opening?
It's more the latter. I think what we have found across a number of banks is pressure cooker sales goals pushed on employees. This was, of course, most famously discovered at Wells Fargo about a decade ago, leading to so many illegal applications and enrolling consumers' accounts that they never wanted and without their knowledge. We identified this occurring at Bank of America and have ordered them to clean up these practices, and they will be suspending their sales goals that led to these fake accounts.
For people who have or had B of A accounts, what's the process? Do customers have to figure out where they've been dinged and then prove it?
So consumers do not need to do anything to get these refunds. And in many cases, those refunds have already started. We identified illegal activity in Bank of America's credit card business where they withheld rewards in the form of cash. Those are all going to happen automatically. The CFPB, though, is not going to take Bank of America's word for it. We'll be closely supervising the remediation process.
Bank of America got a statement to us saying they've gotten better about these practices. Quote, we voluntarily reduced overdraft fees and eliminated all non-sufficient fund fees in the first half of 2022. I suppose that's progress?
What I share with many bank CEOs is that laws are not suggestions for them. These are not something that small banks or individuals can just shrug and ignore. Bank of America was operating many of its businesses illegally, and we are forcing them to change that. It is good that banks are suspending some of their junk fee practices, but there's more to do to make sure that consumers are being treated fairly.
Rohit Chopra, director of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, a federal outfit based in Washington. Thank you so much for the time.
Thanks again.
Microsoft, which makes its video game console, has won a court's approval to move forward with its $69 billion purchase of Activision Blizzard, which makes video games. It's a vertical merger, two companies addressing different parts of the same industry. This ruling is a defeat for the Federal Trade Commission led by Lena Khan. Marketplace's Stephanie Hughes has more.
Rutgers law professor Michael Carrier compares the FTC's antitrust fights to it playing a vintage video game, Asteroids,
where you have all these asteroids in the shape of big tech that are coming in, and the question is whether or not they have the appropriate artillery.
And Carrier says these legal challenges to big vertical mergers
are tougher to win on because they could have pro-competitive effects. There could be efficiencies for consumers.
However, the increased scrutiny that comes with the FTC's lawsuits may act as a deterrent against anti-competitive behavior. Mark Lemley is a law professor at Stanford who's represented both Microsoft and Activision on unrelated matters.
The FTC's sort of aggressive stance against mergers has certainly made companies think twice about merging.
But he says if the FTC doesn't win these legal challenges, its artillery is less effective. I'm Stephanie Hughes for Marketplace.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by UKG, an HR payroll and workforce management solution designed with people in mind to help make a fairy tale workplace a reality. UKG, our purpose is people. And by C3 AI. C3 Generative AI provides ChatGPT enterprise search that is verifiable, secure, and accurate across all enterprise data. C3.ai. This is enterprise AI.
With this persistent heat in Phoenix, Texas, and beyond, the Biden administration has new funding to help vulnerable people cope. Here's Marketplace's Nancy Marshall-Genzer.
The White House has spent more than $3 billion to help cover low-income households' cooling costs, open cooling centers, and distribute air conditioners. There's a weatherization program from the Energy Department and money to help modernize the electric grid. There's funding to help make schools safe spaces during extreme heat and when smoke from wildfires makes the air unsafe. The administration is also developing standards to protect workers during extreme heat. The White House says so far there have been a dozen weather events this year costing $1 billion. I'm Nancy Marshall-Genzer for Marketplace.
And in New York, I'm David Brancaccio. You're listening to the Marketplace Morning Report. From APM, American Public Media.